From Studio A in beautiful downtown Lake Worth, Texas, this is the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
Indeed it is, my amigo. How you doing this morning,
Man, just trying to make it through this coronavirus crap. And Pappy, before we get started, we were supposed to do a program today.
I'm so heartbroken over this.
over why women like to show their cleavage from your perspective, but we did not get very much participation from you ladies, should we say. So we are going to use today to, to research and talk about the coronavirus myths.
Not to say that we can't do this in a future broadcast if we have participation, but until then, ladies, knock us up, okay? As Rusty Warren would say.
Yeah, we had a couple from you guys out there. It was very interesting, so...
Go figure, huh?
Yeah, go figure.
Yes, indeed.
By now, people are starting to get their relief checks from the government. I know Miss Kay and I did. And
Divine H got hers last week, too.
Yeah.
So
if you haven't gotten yours yet, just bear with them. If you didn't have your bank information on file with the IRS, there is a website that you can go on and give it to them, and they will get your check to you. Otherwise, they're going to mail it, and the mail process is running about 10 days behind, Pappy.
the check is in the mail.
Yeah, how many times have you heard that one?
How many times have I said that?
But today, ladies and gentlemen, whether you agree or you disagree with us, we're talking about some of the myths and some of the BS that's going on with this coronavirus. Now, neither Pappy nor I are discounting this. We're not trying to play it down. It is serious, and
Very
it's killing
serious.
people.
Yes, it is.
But once you hear the statistics that we came up with in our research, you're going to see that it maybe is not as bad as everybody's thinking about. And want to give a kudos to President Trump, who pulled the USA's funding of the World Health Organization because it was found out that the WHO knew about this for weeks and even months before it really came to light in China. They knew about it and didn't warn anybody.
Well, and as a nation's leader, he's got to be somewhat standoffish until he sees what the hell is actually going on. So everybody's really bashing our president right now about it. It's Trump's fault because he didn't this, he didn't that, blah, 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 crap.
Now, the divine Miss K over there, Special K as we call her, gave me a website this morning. What is it called again?
Opening America.
Opening America.
Yeah, he's got a
White
date.
House.
Yeah, he's got a day to reopen a lot of the businesses on May 1, doesn't he?
Yeah, go up and Google Opening Up America again, White House. And it goes into what the bipartisan committee is looking at in opening up our economy and our daily routine. I mean, stop and think about it, Pap. We've been isolated now for a month. Has it been a month? It's a month.
Yeah, right at it. About a month, maybe a little over.
I'm going crazy. I don't know about you. I mean, not being able to get around people and talk and be human beings.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Social life's going to hell in a handbasket,
But I'm going to give you some statistics, Pappy, if I may.
I hope you do.
This is actual data that was taken as of 4/15/2020 from the CDC And kudos, it was submitted by G. Lynch out in Tyler. And I went back and checked on the figures, and she's absolutely right. Plus, I got updated figures here.
Yeah.
But let's take a look at Texas, okay?
Boy.
Texas has a population, Pappy, of 28,995,881 people.
Salute.
Reported cases of the coronavirus as of this writing was 14,624, which is 0.0005% of the Texas population.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Patients that have recovered is 2,580 that were reported, which is 17%. Deaths as of this was 318, which is 2%, which is all very low. Now, let's take a look at the United States figures with a population of 328,239,523. Total cases reported 579,005, which is 0.017% of the populations. Now, deaths reported as of this, now I know it's increased some, 22,252, or 0.038% of those cases. And now the CDC reports that anyone who tested positive for the coronavirus, Pappy, and died either of a heart attack, stroke, cancer, anything like this, they are putting it in this category. So you really don't have a real accurate number.
This is where the misconception on the totals come from. You know, I mean, you could die in a car wreck if they draw your blood and you test positive. You died from COVID-19.
Yeah.
So that's goofy.
We had one nurse tell us that they're doing that because they don't have time to do autopsies. You know, and I guess I could understand that, you know, with the way everything is right now.
From their perspective, yeah, and what's going on, because they're being sequestered as well, a lot of them. And, you know, things are stacking up. I mean, you know, the numbers are stacking up, but I don't think it's near as bad as they claim it is. That's my opinion.
I don't either. And I told you a while ago, I'm just, I'm getting to the point of where I can't stay in here. Now, we had a very interesting observation yesterday that this coming Saturday, that the city of Dallas is requiring you to wear a mask if you go out into public.
Anywhere in public. You don't have to wear them in your car. You don't have to wear them in your backyard playing with little Johnny or anything, or in your home. But if you're out and about and you are coming in contact with public, they require you to wear a mask.
Where the hell you get masks?
Yeah, from China.
You know, I've tried. I mean, Special K went on to Amazon to try to order some, and it was a 50-day wait.
Well, and she made the comment here earlier in the break room that she's looking for a pattern. If any of you craft ladies out there, crochet pattern is what she's looking for. She wants to crochet, knit one, purl two, you a mask.
She's good at it.
Yeah, she is. I'm still waiting on my beanie.
Beanie and Cecil. You remember that?
Help, Cecil, help.
Let's get back to the numbers here, because I want to give you, Pappy, the numbers I just gave you was on the COVID-19.
Got you. Yeah.
Now, I want to give you some similar statistics on influenza or flu statistics.
Which supposedly is a different strain. And, I mean, it's, you know, apples and oranges here. But still, it's still a virus, a viral problem.
Once you hear this,
so, yeah.
You'll understand why there's a lot of confusion as far as the public is concerned on the COVID scare.
And these were based from 2017 to 2018, right? Yeah,
that is correct.
Yeah.
Now, the total amount reported that were cases with flu or influenza, 45 million people, which is 1.3% of the population, got the flu or influenza.
All right.
Of that, total hospitalizations 810,000, which is 0.018%. And total deaths, dig this, oh, that sounded terrible, I'm sorry.
No, really.
61,000 people died as a result of having the flu or influenza, however you want to say it.
Of those who were hospitalized.
That's correct. Yeah. Or 0.0013% of cases that were reported. Now, a few years ago, I had a bad case of the flu, and I had to do some fast talking to my doctor. So he didn't put me in the hospital. I mean, I had to do some hard talking. But I stayed at home. I took the medication and all this. I had the same symptoms, as a matter of fact, with the COVID virus. I mean, fever, body aches, coughing, no energy, phlegm in my chest and lungs, and upset stomach.
And during that moment, were you out and about socializing, hugging, shaking, kissing on people? No. Common sense. There you go. So
he makes too much sense sometimes, you know. That's why I keep him around.
That's right.
You know?
Plus, I help
But
him,
you
I help
hit it
him
right
drink
on
his
the
whiskey
head.
too.
I mean, come
It's
on.
common sense. If you feel bad, if you feel like crap, stay home.
Stay
You know,
home.
if you're feverish, you're coughing, stay home. Contact your health care people. You know.
As a matter of fact, we had invited Boomer Goober back today.
Yeah.
And he sent me back a text that said he's not going to make it, that he's self-quarantining himself, that he thinks he's got allergy, you know, a headache or a little fever from allergies.
Really? Well, I didn't hear this.
And so he's self-quarantining himself for 2 weeks to see what
I think it's because he was under the influence that we were doing the show Cleavage, and he probably don't know anything about cleavage. So he's from Oklahoma, you know.
Yeah, a lot of milk cows.
Cleavage-free state.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, Boomer.
Yeah, I have to listen to this, folks. I never know what's coming out of his mouth sometimes.
Well, my daddy told me my mouth used to drip. Your mouth just drips with shit, boy. So,
Excuse me.
said, get over there and be quiet. So,
Well, it is allergy season. I mean,
It
pollen is crazy right now.
big time. And we've been affected by it.
It's
The last couple of shows we've done, we were sitting over here hacking and sneezing, rubbing our eyes.
still,
and
yeah. My
all the
eyes
things
are
we're not
still
supposed to do, you know. You rub your eyes, and you pick your nose, and all that good stuff. So it's bad. It's
itchy.
bad.
It is. And so, you know, even if you have allergies, folks, and it's giving you a little infection down in the chest or whatever, and you run a little low-grade fever, don't take a chance. Like Pappy said, just stay home.
Yeah, contact your health person, your doctor, your health provider. I mean, just because you're symptomatic for coughing and hacking and sneezing doesn't mean you're going to die from the COVID-19 virus. Just use common sense.
Right quick, before we get
doctor.
into some of the comments and things, I printed out an updated numbers in the United States.
Wow.
Number of cases that were reported, Pappy, throughout the country, 653,751. And how many deaths?
33,434. But there again,
Now,
there's a lot of those percentages or the counts are attached to different scenarios. Like, I mean, if you tested positive for the virus, you'd have a massive heart attack, and they pull your blood and you tested positive. COVID-19.
they're gonna put you in there. So there's a lot of misconception.
Yeah.
As far as these numbers, this is the one I really like.
Well,
I mean,
and one that nobody, they seldom report this number. Yeah.
those that recovered, 56,618.
Salute.
Closed cases, which means they thought they had it, but it wasn't, 90,052.
I wonder about that number.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, who the hell do you believe anymore? I mean,
well, with the news running 24/7, nonstop.
oh Lord.
Terrible news, woe is me news, I like to call it.
Yeah.
You know, I can understand people being a little bit, shall we say, upset. nervous,
Oh, that's the power of the
a
media.
lot of anxiety. I can understand that.
Power of the media.
Yeah, power of the media.
Crazy.
You guys just go on to something else. Give a hourly update or something. Good God Almighty! I mean,
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I mean, on one hand, they're talking about all the new cases that are breaking out. On the other hand, they're talking about we are at the top of this on a downhill trend. Who the hell do you believe?
Yeah.
And in the numbers released, providing that these are correct and true, something ain't right, Bubba. Just don't jive out for
That
me.
elevator stopped some floor we don't know
Yeah.
about. You know, so anyway, but you know, we're not trying to make light of this, folks. Pappy and I both know it's very serious, and people are dying. And even if one person dies, it's a shame.
It is.
Because you have family that you're
It
leaving,
is.
and it affects, and God knows that we understand that total. But what we're trying to tell you is, I think that the news media, all of these outlets are giving you misleading information, and Pappy hit it on the head a while ago. The actual numbers, projections from the experts in Washington and all the doctors, they say it's going down. The projections are going down. So, you know, it could be, and I'm not a doctor, it could be that it's just running its course, just like flu.
Exactly, but I mean, who do you believe? I mean, these guys might be saying what they're told to say. Who knows? You know, I mean, who knows?
No, I guess you don't really.
Personally, I'm sick of it. 24/7 coverage. Just I'm just so sick of it. I mean, hell, I'll turn the news on. I'll get up and go outside. I don't care if it's snowing, raining, whatever. I'll go outside. Go outside and chain smoke, drink me a tequila shot, and get over it. You know, just hell with it. I mean, and I'm sure, and pretty much everybody I know is sick and tired of listening to it, probably for the same reason. You don't know who to believe anymore.
Well, that's
know?
true.
I mean, that and the fact that they are quarantined, sequestering, is a bad thing for the mind. It really is.
Well, you were telling me earlier you were doing research last night and just got so frustrated with it you just shut it off.
Down. I shut it down about the time my eyes started crossing. I just went, what the hell, man? It kept running through my mind. Who do I need to believe? Because you have all these different reports, and we rely basically on mainstream media, television, and Facebook, internet, Google.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different reports and so many things that counteract themselves, in the statistics and numbers of what's going on. It's sickening to me. It is. It's confusing to me. So
It's hard to get an accurate number. I think that's basically what you're trying to say, and it is, because you can look at three different stories, you get three different numbers.
Exactly. I mean, all I want is the truth. I mean, when the hell can I go to the grocery store without being worried about getting sneezed on, or go back or get? And I really don't think that life is going to return to any normalcy of what we are acclimated to after this is over. I mean,
you don't think so?
Stop and think about all the people that's lost their jobs, the businesses, SBA businesses, which is about defunct with the government, the funding. They might not have a job.
That's
Never
because
did.
Congress gave himself a 25% raise, and the Kennedy Center $100 million. Give me a
Maybe we need to go to the Kennedy Center and see what the big hoo-ha is.
Yeah, the big hoo-ha.
Yeah, big hoo-ha. Hoo-ha. But I'm just confused over what I feel like I need to believe and what I want to believe, and I think it's creating a lot of mass hysteria.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
I.e. pandemic.
Yeah, I really do. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
We're human beings. Human beings need to be around other human beings.
Yeah.
I mean, for your own psychological goodness.
Well, It's called life.
Yeah, you can't you can't do without being around human beings. I mean, goodness gracious alive. But I don't know. You could go on and on and on, folks. Make up your own mind. We're not.
We could
trying
do
to
a
tell you
6-hour
not to
show
take this
on
serious.
I mean,
That's not what we're saying.
Yeah.
We're just saying there's a lot of myths and mistruths about all of this, and frankly, I'm sick of it.
I am too. I'm starting to follow my own gut feeling.
Yeah.
And trying to apply what little bit of God-given common sense I've got to the situation. I mean, I'm not a healthy man by any means, nor was I prior to this mess.
Yeah.
But common sense and, follow your heart. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's your time anyway, so what the hell? Just run with it. Just do what you feel like you need to do. Use common sense and stay healthy.
It's not a bad idea to wash your hands and things like this. But how many people, I mean, let me ask you an honest question. Let me ask you folks an honest question. How many times a day do you actually touch your face when you don't even realize you're touching your face?
A lot. I touch my face a lot. But I will say, I mean, I've always believed in hygiene. I've washed my hand. I mean, even prior to this virus mess going on, if you didn't wash your hands, I didn't want to get within 6 foot of you anyway, So, but yeah, I mean, it's common sense,
Yeah, I did shower this
common
morning.
sense. Come to think of it, I forgot to wash them on the way over here.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
It's the darndest thing I ever saw.
It's the damnedest mess I've ever been involved with. I know that.
Well, moving right along.
Let's do.
Old Grandpa, myself. I did a little something on Facebook the other day.
What have you done?
Well, I just posted because I was getting so sick of all this stuff. I posted on Facebook that they want you to wear gloves.
Yeah.
You can't find them.
That's right.
They want you to wear a mask. They can't find them.
I want you to take your temperature.
You can't find a thermometer.
My thermometer ran off with my pet monkey and pet chicken. So
You cannot find the Clorox wipes to wipe down every day.
I hadn't seen those in a long time.
It's been a month. I mean, Special K and I, we've looked at every store we've ever gone into since it started. You can't find them.
Yep.
It's an empty shelf.
I got some Bob's butt wipes at Campers World the other day. I'm still alive.
Anyway, there was some interesting comments that I received off of that Facebook posting. Let's take a look at some of them.
All right.
Gigi Carter of Lake Worth said she can't find a thermometer either anywhere.
That's right.
So
they're far and few between. I'm sure probably less than that. Jimmy Spinks of Emory, Texas.
Oh, buddy. I went to high school with Jimmy.
Oh, did you now?
Yeah, I did.
He's sick of all this mess, too. He's had 3 positive cases where he works, and he's been closely exposed to all 3. It has been 3 weeks now, and everybody is fine. Go figure, huh? He thinks this is just another virus. He says we all need to wake up and quit doing everything we are told, which I kind of disagree with, but I mean, there again, common sense comes into play. Jimmy also said there is something at the end of this rainbow, but it ain't going to be no pot of gold, Bubba.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Crawford Young, Sea Daddy, says people are hoarding, and the manufacturers and suppliers don't want to flood the market because they know as soon as this settles down, people will be at Walmart returning them with the COVID-19 germs.
Yeah.
He thinks that if they put a no-return policy on this stuff, people wouldn't hoard as much. There would be people who use a mask, put it back in the box, and return it. Those are the same people that lick the ice cream.
It's just that reason.
That's good, see, Daddy. I like that.
That a lot of stores are not accepting return policies. The toilet paper hoarding crisis started that. What are you going to do with 20 cases of toilet paper. Well, you're not bringing them back to me.
Yeah.
The
You
shelves
bought
are-
them, it's yours.
That's right.
You know.
You wipe yourself crazy. Yeah. Jerry Williamson said that Dallas is requiring you to wear some type of mask in public starting this Saturday. That's this coming Saturday, tomorrow. He says he's glad he lives in Allen where common sense prevails. I couldn't agree with you more, Jerry.
Yeah. Same way out of Whiskey Flats, I would imagine.
You don't see mask in Whiskey Flats. Don't see any toilet paper, but you don't see any mask. Yeah.
John Terry of Mississippi says he thinks all of this will pass just like the flu season and that we have all jumped off the deep end and overreacted to the whole damn thing.
I agree with you, John. We must be related. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but might be in the last name or something.
You know, folks, I mean, your comments mean so much to us because, you know, this is what we base our show off of.
That's true.
What you write in and tell us. Don't be hesitant. Don't be bashful or embarrassed. Send us your comments because this is what this show is about. We're doing what people are talking about.
There's a whole lot of things that we've been stripped of as Americans, but our opinion can't be touched. I mean, so voice your opinion.
Yeah.
Shoot us an email about anything you feel worthy of discussing, that you believe in wholeheartedly, that's worthy of talking about. That would be at grandpaandpappy@gmail.com. Just shoot them, and we're looking for things to talk about constantly. So,
incidentally, I do want to compliment you on your new Pat Mahomes Texas Tech jersey. Yeah.
it's not a KC jersey. It's got TT on it. Okay, that's why nobody else wants to wear it.
That's exactly what I want.
My homies. That's why y'all never showed up at Jones Stadium to play football, because it had TT on the field.
Well, that's true.
Silly willies.
I mean, who wants to play with TT on?
That's right. When you can play with bull crap on your shoes instead.
In all honesty, though, folks, I mean, this program, we're trying to give you some facts and make you think a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, Grandpa and Pappy show, both of us are very opinionated on a lot of things. I guess when you get our age, we've earned that right to just speak what's on the mind.
All us old parts talk a lot, whether we know what we're talking about or not. I mean, we have our opinions.
So we're not trying to influence you in any way. You have your own opinion. We respect that.
Absolutely.
But Pappy, I still think this a lot of this is misinformation, and we're taking it a little bit two steps further than what it needs to be.
A lot of overreaction involved in it, which makes me wonder if there indeed is an agenda behind it all.
Right. So make up your own minds, everybody. We right quickly are going to get to some viewer comments that has been sent in to us right quick before we wrap it up. Patsy F commented on Twitter that she liked our show and will try to turn others on to it. Thank you, Patsy.
We like that. We like hearing that kind of news.
Yeah.
Thank you for being involved, and welcome aboard, Patsy. I exchanged messages. We did a show the other day on law enforcement and respect for law enforcement.
Right.
And had a wild hair, and I blasted the Lake Worth Police Department a message and got an immediate response back from their police chief, which I didn't know whether to open up or run like hell. But I had invited him to come and sit at the table with us one day, and he very nicely accepted.
Yeah,
he said anytime.
He really did. He really did. Once this,
think it'd get us out of a ticket.
Well, maybe we can get a courtesy card out of him carrying our wallet.
Get a discount on our bail or something.
Chief, we're kidding here. We're only kidding.
Yeah, because he said he'd be watching.
Yeah, that's good.
You know how the popos are.
Thank you, Chief. Raphael wrote in to say we should do a program on Hispanics that have become an American citizen. He said he got his this past December and is extremely proud of it.
Good for you, Raphael.
Absolutely.
Welcome to America, my friend. Doris Azango?
I believe that's how you say it.
Azengo, I would believe, wrote in to say she subscribed and just wanted to say hello. Well, howdy ho back to you, Doris.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for hopping aboard.
Marla C. Suggested we do a show about the Tiger King. She said that could be fun. Hell, I don't even know what the Tiger King is and all the uproar is.
I don't know either.
I guess one day I'll just have to check it out.
Helen and my middle son Jordan, who came in town last night to visit with us, were discussing it last night. Yeah. Another one of those things like politics. I put on my jacket and went out on the patio and lit a cigarette. So, Cindy K from Fort Worth suggested we do a show on neighbors helping neighbors. That would be a good show. It really would.
And Willie Sutherland wrote in to say he enjoyed the show on law enforcement. He said it is about time we started talking about the respect that these men and women deserve.
By God.
Well, before we wrap it up, we want to tell you that if you have a comment or anything you want me and Pappy to know about, send it to our email account, which is grandpa and Pappy at gmail.com.
That's right. Or you can hop on YouTube or even go to our webpage. We've got a great little webpage that Special K set up for us.
You did that.
And it's got a big red button that says subscribe. In fact, it shows the current show. Like this show will be uploaded today. That'll be featured on the webpage. But when you subscribe and give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or any kind of comment, it'll take you right to the YouTube page where you can subscribe.
That's exactly
very
correct.
Simple pimple.
You know, Pappy, we got a great show coming up. The next show we're going to be talking about are veterans being treated fairly by the Veterans Administration. Now, this is going to open up a can of worms for a lot of you.
It needs to.
Because a lot of you are veterans out there, and we want to know, positive or negative, your experiences with the VA so we can get it out here in public and talk about it. The only way you can get things changed is if you bring it up and recognize it and go about it.
The silent majority needs to be heard, especially on this particular subject.
That's exactly right.
But if you'd like, send a picture, a military picture in. We'll salute you. We'll praise you.
We love our veterans.
And
yes, we do.
We will discuss the topic of the day, which is what needs to be changed in the VA's administration, because
we sure will.
A lot of you are getting kicked in the teeth. You know,
right.
you've earned that right to be taken care of.
That is correct.
Because of your sacrifices and service to the country, and God bless you for that.
It's been fun. We've had a lot of fun, and we thank you guys for joining us.
Couldn't do it without you.
We hope you'll join us for our next one, too. So until then, for the Grandpa and Pappy Show, have a good day.
And we love you.
And salute.